I'm going to school. I'm going to the University of Houston right now, communications for media production. And I think I'm going to declare my minor probably in a couple of weeks, which is leadership and management. The reason I wanted to go to the University of Houston was just go to college in general because I got a degree when I was in. I want to have a magazine that it connects prison to society. And I'm still struggling on actually how to do a lot of it, but I have a business plan already. I have my numbers and stuff ready, what I believe that I need. Of course, that may change, but I want to expose society to prison and prison to society. Because in prison, we actually don't know a lot of stuff. You know, we're able to think and we're able to recuperate in a sense. You know, we always got good comeback skills. You know, you can knock me out, but I'm coming right back. So that's something that we have good, and we think that that's a natural trait. I mean, it's a good trait, but I don't think that's something that we learn as far as our survival.
Those of us that do have a compelling passion to minister to the formerly incarcerated, we fall in lines thinking that we need to fix these people. Well, you can't do that. You can't fix me. And it's such a subtle thought, and you go in with that thought believing that you're actually going to do something to fix this person. Henceforth, there again, we're discounting the work of the Holy Spirit, who was really the only one who was going to be able to fix the ex-offender, you, or anybody else. You know, that's where the fixing takes place. You know, we're just called to be a vessel, to be willing. You don't have to be a theological scholar or all this. I like to say that God isn't so much concerned about your ability as he is your availability. If you're available, he'll make you able. But there's such a sense of urgency that's going on now that a lot of our churches really need to be awakened to, because any given Sunday you can look out over your congregation and you're going to see a sea of people suffering silently.
I mean, not to lie, not to tell us that you can offer a service when you can't, not just because you're getting grant money and you need to have 40 people in your program so you can get the grant money, and you're not getting us jobs. You know, all you're doing is giving us the term job readiness. You teach us how to do resumes, and they send us to this program, and we got to go do resumes. So now, this program, we know they're about the money, and we go to the church for help, but y'all doing the same thing because you just want the money. Not to teach us, I mean, to give us something to help us in society, because even though I felt I got a degree when I was in prison, I did, man, a bunch of stuff, but I still was not prepared for society in a sense. Though I had good mentors and good friends and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff that I still didn't know, you know, and I had to learn a lot on my own, but because of the mentors, and that's why I say that the churches need more so than just the money a lot of time. You know, people to say, well, let me take him over here to show him how to fill out an application. Because I was 33 before I got my first job my whole life. Let me take him over here, or let me just call him over to see if he wants to play. Because I'm on a monitor, so I can't leave a lot of places, or I'm on the bus, you know, and it'll take me forever to get there sometimes. And when I get there, it's shut down because it's way on the other side of town. So those are the services that you need. You need things to assist people. Not just saying we're going to teach you how to do this, because everybody don't learn the same way. And that's one thing that we had in prison. We're in the group. You know, they call us inmates because they say we mate within our society. So we all treated the same. No matter if you have a master's degree, a doctor's degree, or no matter if you killed 3 people, no matter what you've done, you're basically all treated the same. So we get out, and the churches say, well, we're going to treat you the same too. You know, we're going to treat you just like the government treats you. Which is, I guess, understandable if that's what they want to do. But don't lie and say this is what we're going to do and don't do it. Just be sincere. That's one thing that we understand, sincerity. Even in the streets, even in prison, man, if you got a sincere person that's a drug addict, I mean, it's crazy, but that's just how we are. You know, we don't have a lot of a lot of love. We don't have a lot of sincerity among us. Sometimes we don't have that in our families. So if you're just sincere with a man, a woman, a child, getting out of prison, getting out of those situations, man, you can break a lot of bounds, man. You can break a lot of barriers.
Discipleship is probably the most effective, I'd say maybe the most important aspect of nurturing, developing, and growing a new Christian into maturity. Discipleship is something that I think that we're not putting enough emphasis on, number one, in the church. Also often I see people take the walk of faith, then they'll go through a new members class or something like this, and then shortly thereafter that, they're left. They're left. Nobody is consistently pouring the truth into each other. If I'm not being discipled by a godly person, then I'm going to end up being discipled by the world. There's only two ways that this is going to happen. But discipleship is what really, really reduces the recidivism rate of the formerly incarcerated. For some of us call it mentoring. Mentoring, that's a good word, but I like to use the word discipleship because of the simple fact, when you disciple somebody, see, you have to give of yourself.
In the churches, I say if you really need help when you're getting out, some churches shun you because they say you're a prisoner because they not practicing what the Bible preaches. But at the same time, you have brothers in the church that's going to embrace you. So you should accept those brothers that embrace you and just say, hey, these brothers need praying for because the body is sick at all times.
Yeah.
And without the finger, the body is sick. And without the toes, the body is sick, you know. So you got the whole body, and nobody is perfect. So, you know, it don't make no difference what church you go to, as long as you find a place where you need to get yourself healed and help the body, not just yourself, but the body. You know, in churches, they embrace a lot of people, but you got brothers get out of here, they need help like in bus fare, I say getting their certificate identifications and stuff like that. And that's when I went to volunteer and found out these things, that a person, from me being out of my city and with no money in my pocket, which I might have people that can help me, but not right away, you need these emergencies. And this place or the churches can come right there and say, hey, he needs his birth certificate, his driver's license, identification, social security card. And we need people to take him there and get him there, or give him transportation as such as bus cards. So, you know, it's a good thing to learn on your own too, because you can't just take the man to the lake and just give him the fish. You got to put the pole in his hand and put the bait on there for him to show him how to do it. So when he go back next time, he'll know how to put it in the water and get the fish out himself. So you won't have to keep driving him there and feeding him and cooking it for him at the same time. So, you know, it's a good thing, brother.
I tell my story really in just general conversation with people. I don't take the podium and give out step-by-step testimonials and things like this. And I get right down there with you, because when Jesus really came into my life, he met me exactly where I was. Now, I thought I was the coolest person on the planet. Matter of fact, if you told me I wasn't cool back then, I'm subject to mask up and come and get you, man. But then when I met the person Jesus Christ and got to seeing how, man, this guy Jesus is standing on this cliff talking to these gang members, and they want to throw him off the cliff and they can't touch him. This guy Jesus is in the boat, man, and it's storming all around him, and he's asleep, man. He's not only cool, he's in control. Yeah. So I meet people right where they're at, and you know, letting them know that, hey, I've sat where you sit. You know, I've thought with that same mindset that you thought with. So it breaks a barrier. we as convicts protect the community. We're the ones that will tell the little kids over there on the bicycle, come on now, you got to put your pants up, man. You know, we're not here to see your underwear, you know, and all this. Let me tell you something. And it's no big, come on over to the house and let us talk to you. No, we're going to meet you in the street. We're going to meet you where you at. That's what Jesus did. Yeah. We right out here in your community. Come on, let's talk, man. Yeah. Let me help you out with something. Yeah. You want a bag of chips or something? Let's talk. If you ask anybody on their way from being incarcerated, one of the first things they want to do, they want to get in the face of the youth to stop the youth before they end up down there. Almost every last one of us.
And life is beautiful. I can barbecue now. I'm freely to put some of these ribs on here, and it's a nice thing, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much.
Yeah, you too.
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Heir of salvation, purchase of God. Born of His Spirit, washed in His blood.